from an election meeting where one of the speakers has overstayed her welcome and is now refusing to lead the podium. What makes things interesting, though, is that she doesn't move even when the officers intervene.
They're not allowed. It's against my rights. It's against my rights for you to ask me to leave.
The woman is stubborn, and officers have to use physical force to make her move. However, she's one step ahead of them and sits on the floor instead, saying they can't remove her from the podium.
Does everybody have this on film? Because I'm... Leave me alone! Hey! No, I'm not.
There's only so much drama you can get away with before you're thrown out. So, eventually, the officers just decide to pick her up. Sure, she's screaming that they're hurting her, but that's never going to work. Funnily enough, all her antics disappear the second she's thrown out of the premises.
Alone! Leave me alone! Leave me alone!
In April 2023, Burlington Police Department received reports that someone had broken into an old YMCA building. But that wasn't it, because the people who'd broken in were potentially dangerous. And that's why we have a full squad here to clear the place out.
Okay? Okay.
The officers try to negotiate with the suspects inside, telling them that as long as they don't do anything erratic and cooperate, no harm will come to them. However, even though the suspects agree, there's no telling what they're capable of.
As long as you do what we tell you, you will be safe. Okay?
Once the lock's been opened, the armed officer points his gun at the suspects, asking them not to move and come out one by one. Again, a single erratic movement could result in bloodshed here, and it's an extremely tense situation.
Alright, don't move. Don't move. There we are. Alright.
Thankfully, the suspects aren't carrying any firearms on them and are taken into custody one by one without any incident.
Here we go. Alright,
just face hands behind your back.
Hands behind your back.
Can you hand me a pair?
Not every arrest comes from armed robbery or theft. Sometimes, the officers have to deal with some really cruel people too, like the owner of these poor dogs that haven't been fed for multiple days.
No fat or muscle definition whatsoever. Try. Hi, thank you. Hello. I appreciate you saying hi.
Turns out the guy didn't have enough money to take care of his dogs. Rather than going to animal control for help, however, he let his poor pets starve. And judging by how weak they are, it will take a lot to bring these dogs back to full health.
Last time I gave them food would have been at least 2 to 3 days ago.
2 to 3 days ago?
Yeah.
Okay. You do realize that you can surrender your dogs, right?
The guy seems to agree with the police that he should give up the dogs and understands how cruel he's being to them, despite his financial constraints. But there's something much more sinister going on here as well.
I would suggest calling animal control, letting them know that you would like to surrender all 3 of your dogs. Right? Because this dog over here...
He said he couldn't afford to feed the dogs because of his kids, and the suspect's wife kept being overly defensive about the whole thing too. But when the deputies conducted a walkthrough of the home, they found plenty of food lying around.
Kind of a shitty crowd, but it happens. I just brought you guys food for the dog.
Yes, appreciate it.
And now I'm a shitty...
Now let's head over to Deltona, Florida, where the police have just intercepted a 29-year-old predator who was going to meet a 12-year-old girl. The man had already seen her twice before, but this time around, he was talking to an undercover officer.
Sheriff's office, stop right now! Put it in park! Put the car in park!
He's been caught red-handed, and there's no way he's getting out of this situation. The suspect is fully surrounded, and all he can do is follow the officer's instructions and come out with his hands above his head.
Keep your hands up. Put your hands in the air. Up. Reach for the sky. With your right hand, grab the back collar of your shirt and pour it.
The arrest is simple, and the suspect doesn't resist either. He's in for a bit of a shock when he learns he's being transported to the county jail with a bond of $350,000.
Yep, go ahead.
Here's another case of a break-in, as police have received a call saying a woman who'd been previously evicted from a property has returned and locked herself inside. And not only that, but she also has a firearm on her. Now, you don't want to break in and have an encounter with someone armed. So to ensure everyone's safety, the officers have decided to deploy a robot inside and see if the suspect has a firearm on her. Just as the police are about to deploy the robot, the woman appears at the door. At this juncture, the officers have no choice but to alter their plans, pointing their guns at her and instructing her to surrender.
Is there anyone else in the house? Let me see your hands! Let me see your hands!
Why are you doing this? I just packed my stuff. That's all.
She says she was just packing her stuff, but that's not an excuse for breaking into a house and locking yourself in. So the officers move in and put handcuffs on her.
What did I do?
Okay?
I was just packing up my stuff. That's it. You guys come out here for that?
This police officer is investigating an abandoned car in a gas station parking lot with its ignition still on. Upon closer inspection, he finds that the steering column is broken, meaning someone's tried to steal the car.
Forte. I have a busted steering column, left running, unoccupied.
One of the witnesses nearby points to a guy standing outside the station, saying he was the one who got out of the car. However, when the officer attempts to question the suspect, he moves away, resulting in a chase. The suspect is swift and successfully evades the officer. What he doesn't realize, however, is that the officer has alerted others to his location, and now they are working to surround him.
Stomach, bro. Turn around in your stomach. 8 or 12, what's your location?
Before you know it, other officers intercept the suspect and make him surrender. And from that point, the arrest is pretty straightforward.
Hell, bro. Show me your hands. To the f***ing ground. Turn around. Turn around.
Turn around. Turn around. Turn around. I'm in contact. Turn around.
Also, yes, it was later confirmed that he was the one who stole the vehicle. This officer has just stumbled upon a stolen vehicle, and lucky for him, the suspect isn't in a hurry to escape either. He parks the vehicle and walks into a nearby tent, giving police the chance to pounce and arrest him.
Yeah, I've got somebody in a Hallmark behind me.
It looks like he's gonna sit down. He's sitting down under the white tent.
Multiple officers are in the area and have the guy fully surrounded so he can't escape. But with the officers being super quick and aiming their guns at him, he probably doesn't want to make any erratic moves anyway.
On the ground.
The suspect shows no resistance and lays down on the ground quickly for the arrest. Interestingly, the officers also recovered a firearm and some drugs from the stolen vehicle.
Cuff him.
This is an incredibly tense situation, as an officer has just identified a vehicle with a homicide suspect and an accomplice in it. There's no knowing if these people are armed, so the officer must be super aggressive with his approach.
Shut off the car! Do not get out! Shut off the car! Roll, stay right there!
There's a full police squad on the scene, and they're all being extremely careful by pointing their guns at the suspect, who's slowly walking backward with their hands up. Any erratic movement could result in some real damage here.
Come on. Brady, I'm behind you for hands.
Luckily, the suspect didn't resist and followed the officer's instructions before being handcuffed.
You're going in handcuffs. At this point, you are not under arrest. You're being detained. Do you understand?
Alright, I want you to stand up.
But the job's not done yet. Once the driver's detained, the officers do the same thing with the passenger and put him in handcuffs as well.
Your hands on top of your head. Do not move. Do you understand? Christian?
You might be wondering, why are officers pointing their guns and detaining a guy who just appears to be filling up his car at the gas station? They think he's a wanted suspect from a previous search warrant.
Hands up, buddy. Let me see your hands. Keep your hands up.
Me?
Yeah. Keep your hands up.
What happened?
On top of your head. Right now. Keep your hands up. Come on.
The guy is confused and asks questions, but luckily, he doesn't resist and lets the officer handcuff him.
What happened?
Don't put your hand back. Be detained for a second, okay?
What the going on?
Be detained for a moment. We'll let you know in a moment, okay?
The man can't believe what's happening when the officer explains the situation, asking if they will genuinely shoot at him. He's paranoid, and to be fair, he had a right to be that because, as it turns out, he wasn't the wanted suspect.
You're being detained right now because you matched the description of someone we're looking for an investigation.
What the Man, y'all know me, man. What the Hey, he pulled out a big
Making the situation even worse, the officers point their gun at a female passenger in the car, treating her like a criminal as well.
Roll the windows down. Don't get out of the car. Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. All right, don't move. Stay right there, okay? Stay right there.